we're both trying to get better. That's the flat of it. But like to me, like sometimes when I'm competing a lot or like getting into very serious competition, my mind gets into this place where it's less about getting better and more about domination. It's about like, it's kind of this kind of philosophy, or not philosophy, but it's like it's not quite might makes right, but it was this saying. I think it was from like a Destiny weapon, but like it was like a little sub thing. But it was like to rend your enemies is not to see them as equals, but as objects. And occasionally I can get sent into that mindset of like, I don't want to just beat them, I want to crush them. Like I want to beat them so like it's one of those things where it's like I have to consciously like kind of bring it back. Like that's good to a certain extent, but sometimes the beast comes out a little more.
Yeah.
It's as opposed to like
competition, man.
Yeah, as opposed to, not quite Michael Jordan level where like I can't lose, but it's more of like I want to beat them so bad they never pick up the controller again. That's like for me I kind of get into that animalistic mindset when I'm competing. And I have to be conscious of it, but it's not like I'll play for fun, but it's different when I'm playing for fun and when I'm like, like I'm leaning forward.
Yeah,
and
you're focusing mad hard. Yeah,
and it's like if there's good good plays, I'll you gotta give credit where credit's due, but like sometimes you'll just sweep people, and that's like Hayden's been getting into chess recently. And he's coming into that's my game.
Yeah.
And like he beat me once and we tied twice, and I think I beat him 3 times in the couple games we played.
Oh, nice.
But it's like, it's going to be interesting seeing him get better because then I have to react to that, which is going to make me better. And for chess, for me, I don't really get into that kind of animalistic consumption mindset because it's more of a strategic.
Yeah, it's calmer.
Yeah, but even then, it's like my mind is firing at all neurons are fucking blowing up like fireworks because I'm like my eyes are like darting around the board because that's like I have to be conscious of everything. So that's kind of where my strategic mindset comes into play, and I get to set it that's another form of meditation for me because because everything else is mute except for the board. There's nothing except
the board.
Yeah, but it's like it's all about positioning and advancement and there's so much depth in chess, and that's why it's like no 2 games are ever equal. But there's like the more I play, the more I figure out the holes in my game and the more in my strengths. But the strengths aren't too much of a problem because like I'm very good at pressuring my opponent. Like I'm very aggressive when I play, but I'm also safe. Sometimes I'll slip up. Everybody does. I've been slipping up a little more lately, but that's because my mindset has been elsewhere while I'm in the game. But the concept is, you need to know where you are and where you're going in terms of the board, and and where you are is in terms of your opponent. Where you're going is in terms of how you're going to react to their reaction. And it's the turn-based system makes it very much interesting. Because you not only have to worry about your options on the board and your positioning, you have to worry about their options, positioning, and vectors of attack. So there's so many variables that you have to account for, and it's different than memorizing patterns and movesets. You know the way the pieces move, but the positioning is really where the depth of the game lies, because sometimes I'll sacrifice pieces for better positioning. So, and Hayden, because I played him before, in certain, different game, I know my opponent, and especially in chess, he likes the tunnel vision. So I can set up a situation in which I can rely on his tunnel vision to attack a higher piece, because he it's like, look at the shiny, attack the shiny, but you're getting cut in the back.
Yeah.
So it's like I can I've engineered situations within games we've played where I counted on his tunnel vision to make a better move, and that's more reading your opponent and understanding how he plays as opposed to the game. But it's another vector of competition that is within the game.
Yeah.
And there's the way I'm talking about this, you can see I played this a lot, but it's like there's so much value in this game.
Yeah, definitely.
That not a lot of people look at. Like a lot of people see the surface. You need to dig 6 feet under to see the buried treasure.
Yeah, 100%. Definitely. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, like that type of competition, like competition in general. Like I have definitely stepped away from competition, just like how my life has changed within these past 2 years, right? Like I am definitely, and I don't know if Dalton's watching this right now, but like Dalton and I used to be mad competitive in crew, right? Like, and in just other areas of our lives, and it would become between us, right? It would get personal, right? It would get to that extent, like, and that is the only thing we would ever argue about, right? Be like, I don't even remember, like, what the fuck, like, back in high school, but, like, dude, this shit would become between us, dude, like, and we, I don't know, man, it would just lead to, like I said, it would become very personal, and it would cause a lot of conflict. And I think a lot of times, like, kind of what you were describing, in a sense, I'm not saying, like, what you actually are. I'm saying, like, what I was kind of picking up on what you were saying was, like, when you want to crush them, right? You want to dominate them into the fucking ground. Like, see how much separation there is there? Like,
exactly.
You want, like, I'm not saying what you want to do is bad, right? I'm just saying, like, look at it for what it is,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you want to put this motherfucker in the ground,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
like, you are so attached to outcome, right, that you want to put this motherfucker, like, on another goddamn planet.
Yeah,
right?
it's literally, you know what it is? It's like, it's the whole concept of, I'm about to end this man's whole career. And it's like, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's like, I'm going to beat you so bad, you're never going to touch this again.
Yeah, and it's, I think it,
and like there's both like for the way I look at it is it's overtly a negative mindset, but there is a silver lining.
Oh yeah.
To that malicious.
Like, I'm gonna prove everyone fucking wrong, dude.
Yeah,
like,
but like that's a thing too. Like if you want to crush someone in that way, it means you're connected to practicing and getting good. Like that's the silver lining. It's like if I want to crush, if I want to beat people so fucking bad that they never touch the game again, I need to get good enough to where I can be that guy. Yeah. You have to work up to the demon, but it's not something you should be working to. It's a byproduct of me wanting to get better.
Yeah,
it's the dark reflection of getting good for me at least, because and going back to the whole domination thing, it was Star Wars Rebels. It was the last duel between Maul and Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan was saying, like, if you define yourself by what you possess and your ability to dominate, then you truly have nothing. And it's like, that's another thing. Like, it's, external sources of wisdom. That's in a kid Star Wars show. It's a great fucking show. But, like, that's so profound.
Yeah.
It's like, if you define yourself by your ability to take from others, then you truly have nothing.